Heartbroken Suzy Cooper poses beside Claudia Lawrence in a treasured photo that keeps the memory of her best pal alive. Suzy, crippled by guilt at failing to find missing Claudia, reveals today how she moves the photo from room to room so she can feel her soulmate's presence. The pair were so close that they called each other sister. And that bond makes tomorrow's 10th anniversary of the day Claudia vanished from the face of the earth so terribly hard to bear. Claudia, a cook at the University of York, is missing, presumed murdered. The mystery has shattered Suzy, who has withdrawn from life and rarely leaves home except to go to work. She even fears making new friends in case she loses them too. Suzy, 54, says that when she gets in each night she will talk to Claudia, who was 35 when she disappeared. They shared some fabulous times, including holidays in Zante and Bulgaria. Suzy says, I have conversations with her, asking questions, just as if she were still here. I live by myself, so I'll ask advice about what I'm going to wear, things like that. I've got a photo of us together and sometimes I move it around the house with me, so it's in different rooms at different times. I should probably just get copies, so there is a photo in every room. Grief-stricken Suzy pleads for anybody with information about Claudia's suspected murder to end the agony for her family and friends. She adds, if she is dead, then I want to know. I would much rather know the truth than to still have hope. People are socially programmed to deal with death, but when someone goes missing, how do you deal with that? If Claudia has been dead 10 years, we haven't even been able to give her the dignity of a burial. I need closure. That's what her family and all the people who care about her need. Please give it to us. Suzy has also been shocked by a vile backlash from online trolls. She goes on, people have said some really nasty things on social media and on a website set up to help find Claudia. Someone put a picture up of me that they'd got from the local paper and had written guilty or what? And then there were the people who would ask what Claudia's friends are doing, why they aren't doing more to find her. I have found it all really hard to deal with. I can't just brush it off. In the early days I was constantly being contacted by psychics, all saying they had information about what had happened to her. Felt like I was failing Claudia if I didn't follow everything up. Eventually I couldn't cope. It was a massive struggle to keep it together. Over time I have kind of withdrawn from life. I go to work, but that's it. I've put up this barrier because I think if I don't have anyone in my life then I won't get hurt when they leave me. I blame myself. When she went missing I made a promise to Claudia that I would find her. And I haven't. I feel like I've failed her. Claudia and Suzy hit it off when they met in 2006 in the Nag's Head pub, just a couple of doors down from Claudia's terraced home in Haworth, York. Suzy recalls, we found each other really funny. We were always laughing. Claudia was so accepting and unassuming. She was never judgmental, she would never tell you off. In my life I'd always felt like I wasn't accepted, but with Claudia I could just be me. We called each other sister. I never called her Claudia. Sometimes we called each other Sledge because of Sister Sledge and we'd laugh so much about it. We had a really special connection. Mainly we'd meet at the Nag's Head, but I would go to her house too. We'd spend evenings there. She'd cook some food and we'd have some wine, watch some TV. Suzy last saw Claudia on Friday, March 13, 2009. 5 days before she was last seen. She says, everybody was in the pub for the Cheltenham Gold Cup. Claudia had been in the pub all day. She was plastered by the time I got there at 9 p.m. after work and I didn't really spend any time with her. I regret it so much. I kick myself about that. I beat myself up. I would have said different things to her that Friday. The pals had arranged to meet up in the Nag's Head the following Thursday, but Claudia didn't show. Suzy adds, I sent a text joking, how could you stand me up? Barmaid Jen King also tried calling, but it went straight to voicemail. By the next day Suzy knew something was wrong. She continues, I phoned her dad Peter and he arrived with a key to her house. Everything looked normal. It was when I saw her face on the TV for the first time that it really hit me. How was it possible my friend was on TV because she was missing? I sat with Jen on my sofa and burst into tears. Haunted by Claudia's disappearance, Suzy has now moved from Haworth and lives on the opposite side of York. She works in credit management at the Nestlé factory. Suzy says that in the early days of Claudia's disappearance she used to leave voicemails for her pal. She says, "It was as if I was talking to her. I'd tell her I really missed her and wanted her to come back. I've got a card from her that I treasure. I wasn't feeling very well one day and she left a bunch of flowers on my doorstep. It was really lovely. The card just says, 'Dear sister, I hope you feel better soon. Love, sister.'" Sometimes a song will come on that Claudia liked and used to put on the jukebox in the nag's head and it will make me cry. She spent all her money on the jukebox. Detectives believe Claudia came to harm after being abducted by someone she knew, probably while walking to work on March 19. 5 pub regulars were arrested but released without charge. And a probe that involved up to 100 officers and has cost more than £1 million has drawn a total blank. Suzy, meanwhile, continues to miss Claudia every single day. She adds, "I keep telling myself I need to move on, but I can't do that. I don't want to be a sob story, but this is the reality when someone you care about goes missing. Lives are destroyed.